Are you ready to go boldly into 2025 and conquer your goals? You're not alone. I'm right there with you. Hey friends, I'm Jenna, your planning partner in crime. Today, we're diving into my goals for 2025 and how I've combined two awesome methods to create a personalized approach that works for me. I have tried countless goal setting systems, tons of courses, but I found that a hybrid of Jess from Jashi Corin Epic Goals and Sarah Cannon's Your Path Forward HB90 is the perfect fit for me. Jess's community keeps me accountable, while HB90 has really thought about the way that I view time. Because as someone with ADHD, my definition of time can vary from day to day, and everything only takes 15 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. You're like, oh, this will take 15 minutes, and it takes like 3 hours. Or you're like, oh my God, this is going to take 7 hours, and it takes 5 minutes. Using these two methods, I've identified 6 key areas of my life to focus on this year. I also regularly review these to make sure that they're still relevant and serving me well. In this video, we're going to explore health, content, home, personal growth, and fun. And yes, that was only 5 if you were counting. You're going to have to stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to get into my financial goals and show you how I use my budget by paycheck workbook to set up and work through January. Embracing my word for 2025, bold, I'm excited to share with you the ambitious goals I've set for myself this year. Now, let's get started on our journey to conquering our goals in 2025. This process here is part of Jess's Epic Goals, and she also has a video over on her own channel kind of showing you how she sets this up. I have not finished this for all of my goals yet. I'm slowly working through everything. And as someone with ADHD, one of my biggest struggles with goals is coming up with the metrics of success and action steps. So those are taking me a while longer, but I'll get there. You don't have to have everything figured out on January 1st. So we're taking our time, we're getting through it. If you want to know more about not having everything ready for the 1st, you can check out my brand new podcast. It came out on the 7th, wherever you find a podcast. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Let's kick things off with health. But before we dive in, if you're sensitive to discussions about weight loss, feel free to skip ahead. I'll provide timestamps on screen, in the description, and video chapters. If you're not comfortable with weight-related topics, don't worry. Feel free to skip ahead to the next section, and I'll see you there. For now, let's dive into my weight loss goals for 2025. I would like to lose 30 pounds using consistent workouts and weekly meal planning and prep. Meal planning and prep is another area I struggle with ADHD. It's just really hard for me to come up with meals and figure out what I need to do for the week. So that is going to be a big part of this goal, to make sure that I have healthy food and it's ready for me to eat. And then I wrote a little purpose, ideal outcome, and a couple of metrics of success. So my purpose is I want to lose weight for my health and self-confidence. I want to feel comfortable in my body, and I want my clothes to fit better. Because I don't want to go out and have to buy new pants every so often because I just keep gaining weight. So I want to lose some pounds and just feel a little bit more healthy, a little bit more confident and comfortable. And as you can see, I've got a few action steps over here. This is once, monthly, weekly, daily. So you can kind of see how I've broken those out. And then This one is kind of one of my big, bold goals. And technically it leaks into 2026. But I want to train for an ultra marathon in early 2026. I'm thinking January. That's the one I really want to do, but there's also one I could do in March. And I want to tackle an ultra because aside from the Yeti challenge, that is one of the only distances I haven't done. I've done from 5K up to marathon, plus the Yeti challenge, which is technically an ultra, but I want to do a actual trail ultra. And then I just kind of wrote my ideal outcome would be an average pace of 11 minutes per mile. And the metric of success I've written here is show up and finish. That's my C goal. I'm going to add some more to that later. As I said, I'm still working through my goals. I'll get this notebook set up eventually. And what I do is I write all of this stuff in here, and then I transfer it into my bullet journal and figure out what I need to do each month, each week to reach those goals. Now that we have discussed my health goals, let's shift gears and explore another important aspect of my life, content creation. And I got to flip ahead because I've got my savings, my financial stuff in there, and we're not going to do that in this video. In this section, I'm sharing my plans for the year ahead in terms of producing engaging and valuable content for you. At least I hope it's engaging and valuable. That's one of the goals, I guess. So my first one here is I would like to grow my YouTube and Instagram, and I would really like to hit the YouTube watch hours. Mainly, this is to help cover some of those expenses of content creation. Right now, I don't get a ton of money through my affiliate sales. I had a really bad year with those. They're much lower than previous years. So if I can get some of my social media monetized, that might help cover, web expenses, buying additional things for reviews, things like that. This goal I haven't really talked about much at all. And I'm putting together a Planning 101 series that would be hopefully a great reference to people new to planning or that really want to get into planning. And I really would like to make kind of like a robust community where everybody can share their planners, their tips, their tricks, all that fun stuff. And then this one is kind of a stretch goal. If I get to it, awesome. If not, no worries. So I'm doing a Planning 101, and then I want to do a bullet journal series where I use the writer Carol book and kind of like go through step by step and help to learn the basics of bullet journaling, where it came from, how you do it, all of that stuff. I haven't really thought this part through yet. Now that we've finished content goals, let's move into another area of focus, home goals. I'm going to share my aspirations for creating a living space that's not just functional, but also reflects my personal style. The first one is to improve or fix one thing in my house each quarter. My house was built in 2009, so it's pretty old, and there's a couple of things that just kind of need updating or fixing like any older home would need, and I just keep putting them off. So 2025 is going to be the year that we tackle those little projects. The other goal I really want to do is, it says start and keep up cleaning routines in Q1. I've already started a lot of those. I do the daily and the weekly stuff, but the rotating and the kind of like quarterly things, I tend to put those off until like they start to build up. So my plan is to get kind of into the flow of those other tasks. So just everything will be easier to maintain. I hope that makes sense because I feel like I'm rambling. And then the other home goal is digital declutter and organization. I have changed my file system so many times over the years. I have things in several different locations. So I just want to be able to find things easily and clear out old files that I know I don't need or I'm not going to use. And then I feel like once that's organized, it will be easier to keep up with. And I really need to come up with like a good folder file naming system because I've changed that like a million times over the years. So I need to pick one and stick with it. That's home goals. Let's shift to what I consider a very important aspect of my life, personal growth. So I'm going to share some plans I have for self-improvement, developing my skills, things like that. So my first big goal is to finish 6 video courses in 2025. And I'm kind of have them broken up into 3 categories. I have photography, art, and memory keeping. So I'm going to do 2 in each category. And I figure it'll take 2 to 3 months to finish a course because I'm watching photography, art, and memory keeping like all at the same time. Like I'll watch a photography one, work on the little assignment, watch an art one, work on that, because I have ADHD and I like to keep things interesting. I can't just work through photography, work through art, work through memory keeping. I have to go this way, not this way. My other area of personal growth is in manifestation, spirituality, and tarot practice. I want to continue to explore that aspect of myself to become more of a spiritual person. And as I wrote here, I just want to be more positive and content. Like I think I'm partway there. I think we can all use a little bit more positivity and contentment in our lives. And while personal growth is a huge part of 2025, I also realize that taking time for fun and relaxation is also very important. So the last part of my goals is all about, having fun, doing all those creative things that I feel like I never have time to. Up first, this goal I set pretty much every year is to read 52 books. That's 1 book a week. That's pretty doable for me most years. Sometimes I get in a mood where I just don't feel like reading, so I read a little bit less. Sometimes I want to read a ton, so I read way more than 52. To say I'm a mood reader is an understatement. And then I have a sticky note here because I have a few sub goals of my read 52 books. I have a handful of books that I have started and paused for various reasons, not because they're bad books, but because library holds came up or ARCs came up, and I set them aside and haven't finished them. So I'd like to finish the books that I have paused. And then I have several series that I've started, and I want to work on finishing those. And then this is one that I kind of do or try to do every year, and that's read 2 fiction books and 2 nonfiction books each month. That's reading. Next up, I have kind of combined media and relaxation. So to me, that's things like gaming, watching TV shows, movies, documentaries, doing puzzles, journaling, just those little things that I do in the evenings after work to relax. And, sometimes I just end up watching TV, but I would like to do more puzzles and gaming in there. And then my last goal is to make time for creative projects. And that includes things, arts, crafts, memory keeping. I've really enjoyed doing Project Life last year, so I want to continue doing that. I have writing on here because I haven't really talked about it, but I'm working on a book. It probably won't go anywhere, but I'm still writing it. Photography, And then I just kind of wrote down here for memory keeping, I'd like to do Project Life, do another yearly album, October stories, and December daily. There you have it. That is my bold plan for 2025. I hope it's going to be an exciting year, and I can't wait to share my progress with all of you. I would love to hear from you. Share your biggest, boldest goal for 2025 in the comments below so that we can all support each other. I would love to help you achieve your dreams. Be sure to join my Facebook group or the Discord server, both linked in the description, for more guidance, encouragement, and let's build that fantastic community of like-minded individuals. Let's make 2025 an incredible year of growth and success for all of us. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content, including the upcoming budget goals video. Thanks for joining me today. Keep shining, and I'll see you in the next one.